and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build video. And today I am building this detached British family new build house. Now, I didn't put it in the title because it will be a very, very lengthy title, but I was thinking, I don't know why. Again, I feel like it's because of all the British centered content I've been watching lately, which you would think, is that not your entire content as someone who lives in Great Britain? Yes, normally, but normally I also just do like to delve, especially about books, I like to delve into Americanized content a lot. And again, as a player of The Sims, my content ends up going a bit Americanized. However, I did decide this time around to just go ahead and make another British build. Do you know how sometimes, if you're a long-term watcher of mine, sometimes I always talk about how, oh, it's been absolutely ages since I've built a British-centered house or a British-centered build. I should really do one. I've built quite a bit lately. I think this year alone, I've built 6 centered British places. I've built that British News Street. I've built a new build site. I've built a flat, and I've built probably other things that I've also built that uni house. Literally last week, I think in the past 2 weeks alone, I've done 3 different British inspired builds. But this time around, I decided to do this more modernistic looking one. And now here's the thing. I really wish, now I'm looking at, I always do this. I really wish I kept the pattern of having the main building, not the jutting out position being brick and then the jutting out position being white. I might just make another one with that kind of style because I am, as you guys know, I have a British save file if you didn't know. I don't know if I'll ever upload it, but I do have one. And this British save file has a lot of stuff in it. If you can look at the top right corner at the moment, you can see that little, new build area I created before, and now I'm actually even looking at it as well. I should have kept the windows white. See, this always happens. I just look at it retrospectively looking, and I'm just like, it would have been so cute if I did it this way. The windows would have looked I even mess with it a bit and make it white to just test it out, and then I'm just like, no, I want to keep it I don't know what happens. I feel like the day before as I build, I have this mindset, and then the following day I'm just like, why did you do that? Why on earth did you decide that was the choice to be doing? Oh, but anyway, I digress. So I decided, because I had this really urgent need to feel like I wanted to build another family home. I wanted to build another residential, which, look at me building residentials. 3 months ago, me could have never even imagined that, because I don't hate building residentials, but they're not my favorite because it's just only when I'm inspired. I can only build a residential when I'm inspired or I want to add to my family gameplay. So for example, this is because I was inspired. And then what else? There was I also had the British whimsical one. Again, more British houses that I've made that I completely and utterly forgot that I ever made. But yeah, I did have the British whimsical one, and I decided to do that because I was inspired. But when I do my residentials or my communities, I just do it for the sake of, I love doing it, and I don't need to be inspired to want to do it. I'll just do it regardless. But anyway, with this, I was inspired because I was on Instagram the other day, and around my area, I saw there's this newly renovated house. So it's not necessarily a new build, but it's a renovation. And I saw they have this thing in the garden, which I'm doing right now, which is an elevated grass piece. And then I originally thought, should I use terrain? And then I was like, why use terrain when we have the beauty of platforms? So I didn't. I decided to just platform it, and it came out exactly how I wanted. Now, if you think there's a bit too much concrete around the garden area, that's why they normally have an elevated grass area, because this is a family home at the end of the day, and a family home does need to have an area for where your kids want to play, where your kids will want to do I was trying to call them star walkovers. What are they called? Cartwheels. That's it. And if this was with CC, I would have added a little trampoline in the back as well, because there is not one British house that I know of that does not have a trampoline in the back, except for mine. Yeah, the house I live in, there's no trampoline. Really wish I did. Actually, at my 22 years of age, I really, really, really wish I had a trampoline, but I just know my parents will look at me funny if I ever ordered one. But what I was trying to do when I was creating this house is that what I'm aware of is that there's a growing trend within the UK of having panels in the house. So I was thinking to myself, I really want to add panels in the house and really have this. I was making this in a new build sense in the aesthetic of like contemporary England at the moment, contemporary UK, because there is this specific style of how new builds are like. And I explored it slightly in my previous new build content making thing. Yeah, I did, but I never fully went in with it. One of the things that I really did struggle with is that with a lot of new build stuff, they are changing though. That's one thing I would say. There is like a subliminal change within what is normally classified as in the interior design for new builds. So it used to be what I've made now. What I've made is more of the 2020, like I'll say 2016 to 2020. This is the style I've made the interior design of the new build. However, there is a, there is a new sense of style where there's a lot of panelings, first of all, and that's what I wanted to do, but I couldn't find a non-CCE panel that actually looked nice. But there is a style of paneling being in fashion, and then I've also saw there is also the coloring is a little bit different. Like the windows a little bit dated. Like the windows won't look like that now. What else? I think it's more or less the same in the kitchen. The kitchen would have a little bit more, less modern, less contemporary, less minimalistic looking, like kind, because it was very minimalistic, like in the early 2020s / late 2010s. But now it's gone into like a slightly more, there's a little bit more of an aged, more add-in detail thing, because I think there was this one big like renovation before where we are just taking the details out of every single thing that we build nowadays, and suddenly people with money decided, no, let's put details back in. So they don't necessarily look like this now. And I might build another new build one day, and I'll do it more in style of today's fashion, but it will probably use CC because we do not have the things in the game in order to make it not like CC. Now, the video's going to be changed up a bit because there was a portion in the video where it was glitching out. So I'm not in time with it. But what I'm currently looking at is that I'm messing with the stool at the moment, rotating it over, trying to make it look like what I want it to look like. And you probably think, this just looks like you want to make a bed. Why don't you just use a bed? No. What I'm trying to make is that with a lot of detached houses, because detached houses are more expensive in the UK. They will cost you, in my area, between 400,000 to big detached houses, because I do live in a detached house, but it's nowhere near 400,000. But big detached houses such as this, these are like more like middle class looking houses. They would cost you between like 400,000 to 700,000, like that around that amount of area. So I imagined the family that moved in here, I imagined that they did an extension. So I imagine the house used to have a smaller kitchen, but they decided to create an extension outwards at the back. So I imagine the new kitchen now is an extension. And I imagine this is the little bin that they normally have at the front of the house. Is just full of like all of the garbage and all of the rubbish from renovating the house. And I just thought I felt like that thing alone just made the entire thing. Because most of my builds, it's hard to really create the Britishness effect, especially when it comes to the brick. Because I think you saw me before. I struggle a lot with the bricks when it comes to making like a new build houses or houses that are generally based in the UK, because they either look too cartoonistically or they just don't look right. So I struggled a lot with the bricks. So when I added that little garbage thingy on the side, I was like, this hasn't made it. What I also struggled with is that since I created a garage, I was like, okay, now there was a big space in the garden, but I imagined that the entire garden will have the same thing they have at the front of the garden, which is entirely stoned. Also, again, I'm in a different area, but I also added solar panels because that's just the thing I normally see people with money have, because they're not the most expensive thing in the world, but they're not the cheapest either. And I imagine this house would have really wanted to add in solar panels and stuff like that. So anyway, so I just thought like the little garbage thing just really tied the entire thing together, as well as, the whole bin situation within the house and everything like that. But it was really cute. And again, with the houses like this and creating modern houses and stuff, I will always say that the Growing Together pack is one of the greatest packs you can get in order to create this kind of vibe, because the Growing Together pack is such a good pack when it comes to modern vibes. I even made a whole video talking about how good the Growing Together pack is when it comes to making modern houses, because I just think the things that I think the Growing Together pack and the Home Decorate pack are one of the greatest packs for making modern houses. It's why you normally see me use those packs so often. But I digress. Also, I had to add the fluffy carpet thing, and I remember the radiators, and I remember the light switches. Even though because I only recently found out, like about 2 weeks ago, that we had an update where they added light switches to the base game, and I don't use them that often because they look like the American ones. Because the British ones is like flip up, flip down. Like you press on it, flip up, flip down. You don't like flick it up. You press on it rather than flick it. But these are the ones that look like you have to flick it. And I was like, this doesn't fit the vibe, but I'll add it anyways. Also, another thing I was added is that you either have a TV stand in there. I don't know much about other people's British homes, but you either have a TV stand or it's above the fireplace. That's the only two things that I have ever seen. There is never just it's on the wall for the sake of being on the wall, unless you have a really big house. Like, I think I might one day actually just make a really, really, really big house, because that's something I want. Also, whilst I'm on that, how many times have I said also in this video? But whilst I'm on that topic, the fireplace may not be functional because the way I had to move it around to make it fit the way I needed it to be, I don't think it is. I don't think you can actually lie to. You can try and mess with a lot of things. You can even change that couch because, I called it a couch instead of a sofa. Oops. But you can even change up it and have it I don't know. I was going to say you could have it like a smaller sofa, but I feel like it already is a love seat. I'm not too sure. But you can always change that up to have it how you want it to be. So you can try and have that fireplace be functional, or you can even size it down, but I did not think of that, and I'm probably not going to do it by the time of the video. By the way, speaking of time of the video, I remember how I discussed before that I sometimes have a really weird period between uploading the video and then actually uploading it to the gallery. It happened again with the desert build. With the desert build, I am still at this moment in time have not uploaded to the gallery, but I think as I go and upload this video, I think I'm also going to do those things and upload it to the gallery just because I have to. And because I just try not to be more than one video not uploaded onto the gallery, because I know a lot of you do see the descriptions and you're like, golly, you've put all the details, but it's still not on the gallery. I just forget, because the problem is when I try and upload it, once this video is uploaded on YouTube simultaneously, since I have such a, not the worst laptop, but it's not great either. Right now, it's so bad. It does not function unless you plug it in. The battery is that destroyed. It will not function unless you plug it in. But since I have such a questionable laptop, I have to what's it called, be focused on one task at a time when I'm using it. So I can't just be uploading on YouTube and then simultaneously play The Sims, because The Sims is already such a taxing thing on the computer. So I just have to just pick what's most important, and then it's uploaded onto YouTube. And then 9 times out of 10, I will forget that I had to upload the actual build onto a gallery, and then I just start another build, and I'm like, I'll come back to that. I'll do that. And then I just end up forgetting. Also, okay, I'm going to stop saying also. I'm going to pinch myself. Every single time I say also, I will pinch myself. I really like how this kitchen turned out. I did something really weird with the skylight, but don't worry, I do change it at the end of the video, because for whatever reason, I did half roof ins. Instead of just doing a full roof in, so there was this weird wall in the middle. I don't know why I did that, but I do change it so it does become a full roof in, so it's just completely glass, so it has a beautiful light when the sun shines in. And the office is so cute, because when I was creating the Sims for this, I did imagine that the Sims that live here is one's maybe a psychologist or a therapist, and the other one is a blogger. a mummy blogger. So I decided that this will be like the office that they both like to utilize. They've only got one particular office, but that's what I decided to use. And I used the basic things I do when I make it a modern office. Like these are like literally, if you want to make a modern house in an EmeraldStories fashion, just use the same colors, swatches and stuff like that, and just basically make the entire thing home decorated. So because I honestly do not know how I could have ever done a modern house without home decorated stuff. Also, this little water thing, I never discussed it. Again, you're probably thinking, what water thing? I am far ahead in this video. Like, I am not actually synced up in what's going on. But if you are looking at the garage, or you have looked at the garage and you saw that there was a laundry place, that is a common thing that would normally occur in a middle class to upper class. Like, you are going from working class upwards, because those washing machines and those dryers would be in the kitchen. And if you can get a dryer, you probably won't use it. You'll probably use a rack or like a drying rack, so where you put your clothes on. You see me use it in my university housing thing and stuff like that. It would not be a normal occurrence because electricity bills. But yeah, the water thing I added it in my university house as well. It's the water thing we get in FERN stuff, and I used it because that's a boiler. Like, I think we don't really talk about it often, but boilers are such a big thing. Like in any house, I don't know what the heating system is in most countries, but I know that boilers are such a big thing. So I was like, okay, somewhere in these houses, I need to start thinking of where to put these boilers. And I think I did do it in the Christmas flat as well. But I was like, but somewhere in this house that I need to like think of where to put these boilers. Also, again, I was pinching myself when I said also, I don't know. I just got a lot of things to discuss in this video, and I'm getting too excited about it. I've started to use the backyard stuff that we got. Wait, no. I heard, before I talk about that, I heard that we might be getting a fairy pack, because did we get a Sims 4 roadmap? Because I don't think we did, because I'm not going to lie to you. This first quarter was quite boring. There was a lot of things that were quite revolutionary, such as the urban kit pack, because that was good and it adds more diversity to the pack, and I can never complain about adding more diversity to a pack and having more stuff that actually represent me. But besides that, everything else was boring. The crystal creations thing, I said I didn't know if I was going to buy it or not, because the one thing is about me, I love my Dark Academia. Dark Academia stuff is one of my favorite stuff ever. But I just couldn't think. There was so much things that were going to come in that, was it a stuff pack game pack? There were so many things that was going to come into that kind of pack that I was thinking to myself, do I really want to slow down my game for that? Because I would rather get the, what's it called? Jungle Adventures, and there's another one as well. I'd rather get those packs before I get that pack, because I feel like they have more stuff and I can fathom in my mind a reason to actually get in them, because they'll just add more stuff to my game. And it's just some kind of game like play I like the most. And then, oh wait, I did like the castle kit. Like the castle kit is something that I use quite a bit. So I think that was quite fun. And then, is that what we had? Did we just have like one stuff pack and just a bunch of kits? Is that what we've had this quarter? Have we had a game pack, or definitely haven't had an expansion, because I would have brought it. And I think the Sims can calm down with expansions, because actually, you guys are probably going to be able to comment down in the description a lot of things we can use as like an expansion. But I can't think presently what would be needed as an expansion. I can think of what could be needed as game packs and stuff packs, but that's about it. Like, I feel like we should focus more on, like, especially game packs. I feel like game packs have a lot more to offer. Like, wasn't home decorated stuff a game pack? Yeah, I think it was a game pack, and it was beautiful. Like, I think it's amongst anything, and I'm purely speaking of this as a builder, but I also think if you're not a builder, this can apply. I think home decorated stuff had a lot to it. It had a career. It had a lot of cast stuff. It had a lot of build stuff. It got so much build stuff. It was like literally revolutionary amount of build stuff. And I think that was just one of the most perfect game packs we've ever had. And as much as Jenny Bertu is a big question mark on why you would collaborate with that, because I will never forget when it came to the collaboration of different types of medias in The Sims, a lot of people were saying, why Star Wars? If it's not just because of, that one company, why Star Wars? Because I can understand the question with it, because it's such a questionable thing to just pick out of every. Wait, I'm almost done with the build. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna quickly talk about it, but like, I can understand, but the thing is, Jenny Batu, as questionable as it is to have in the game, it does still add a lot of things to the game if you're interested in that kind of like gameplay. And then again with Strangerville as well, it's such a good game. Oh my god, the game packs are just so good in this game. Like, they're actually, dare I say, borderline better than some of the expansions. Like, the game packs are really, really good. And I think I think if you just got rid of stuff packs and just the game packs, I think the Sims would just be so much better, because these game packs are so phenomenal. But anyway, the video's finishing. And I really enjoyed making this. Like, I really like it. And I hope you guys do too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But if you don't want to, that's also okay. I appreciate you staying this long and listening to all of my ramblings. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I read all of your comments, the more the merrier. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.